Welcome back to OpenBXRX. Nueva Yorkinos is a beloved digital archive dedicated to the OG Latino NYC community. For the past year, it's transformed as an archive to an educational platform on Latinidad and recognition of Black Latinx history. Joining us now to discuss is founder of Nueva Yorkinos, Jali Alessandra Brown Cepeda. Jali, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. The first thing, of course, is for people who might not be familiar with Nueva Yorkinos. Can you just give us an introduction about it?
Of course. So Nueva Yorkinos is a digital archive, as you said, that was founded to document and preserve New York City Latinx culture through family photos and stories.
Thank you. And how does the process work? How do people submit and who can participate in Nueva Yorkinos?
So the submission process is I only accept photos taken before 2005. They have to be taken within the 5 boroughs, and you just have to be Latino, Latina, Latinx. And it's pretty simple. You know, I wanted to make sure that this platform was here to be open for everyone, that was here to be accessible to everybody. And so that's why there aren't many guidelines per se, but taken before 2005, you have to be Latino, Latina, Latinx, and it has to be taken in New York City within the 5 boroughs.
I also wanted to delve into the importance of utilizing your Nueva Yorkinos platform to provide education, solidarity, and highlight the Black Latinx history. Can you tell me more about that?
So my mom is Dominican. My father is African American and indigenous. And because of my background, my multiculturalism, Black and Latinx solidarity is just something that I was born out of, right? And that I'm here because of that solidarity. But I realize that, you know, within our community, sometimes we hide behind our nationalism and we don't want to have these conversations. We hide behind our flags. And although our countries are so beautiful and our countries have such amazing histories, we have to understand that our histories were shaped by colonialism. And we are here because of colonialism, just like in the continental United States, just like in La República Dominicana, Colombia, Brazil, right? So because we're not having these conversations very openly within our community, I found that it was very important that there's this platform that I created. I'm an Afro-Latina, very proud Afro-Latina. So when are we ever able to have these conversations, right? And facilitate these conversations. But more importantly, that there is a platform and there are, you know, followers. And so because these conversations aren't happening so often in our homes or in our communities or in our schools, why not, you know, present these things that are very foreign to some people, these conversation, you know, starters? Why not present it on a platform where everyone can see it, you know? And whether or not they like it is one thing, but it's important. And as they say, the conversations that are the hardest to have are the ones that are the most important to have. So
that is so true. And thank you for you know, using your platform to amplify this and our stories as well. It's so important to have these discussions. On your clip, Las Vidas Negras Importan, and the importance of having discussions on solidarity with Black lives in our multilingual, multi-generational homes, how have followers reacted to this? I know that you said earlier, I mean, just now you said sometimes they don't like it, but it is what it is. Like, what have you been hearing back from the Latinx community about these posts?
So it's interesting, right? Because I have a lot of love, I have a lot of support, because everything that I do with this page is out of love. Everything that I do out of, you know, archiving, sharing these educational tools, it's not to make people feel bad. It's not to point the finger, but it's to say, hey, you know, like, here's what's happening. And maybe you weren't aware, right? Or maybe you're aware, but your family member is not aware because you're second generation and they just, you know, they're first generation. Or so we have so many complexities happening within our households. And sometimes I get, you know, some hate from folks. People don't want to have these conversations. I've received very anti-Black messaging. I've received very nationalistic comments. And anytime that I'm, you know, faced with these sort of things, I just, you know, delete it or I block the person. But unfortunately, you know, it does take a toll sometimes, because you're like, wow, you know, I'm trying to be here and I'm trying to provide these educational tools really for us to advance, you know, and for us to elevate our lives and to show that, you know, these issues that are happening here in the US, these are happening in our homelands as well. This is not the Black Lives Matter movement. What it is fighting for, what we are fighting for, is not only in the United States. It's for Black lives everywhere, period, punto, right? So Black lives in DR, Black lives in Colombia. And so unfortunately, some people don't want to have those conversations because you have a lot of, assimilation, or you have, fear for having these conversations and, bringing up these topics. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it makes you look at your own self differently. Sometimes it makes you, feel weird, to benefit from a system that you're not aware of, right? A lot of like white passing Latinx folk. I've received a lot of, hate from people like that. It's been very complicated. However, because it's been overwhelmingly, met with support and love, I hope to continue doing what I'm doing, but it does get difficult at times.
Please don't stop, and you have the backup of the community. If we can help in any way, I feel like a way would be for us to engage in these discussions in our own homes and take that inspiration from education that you're providing on your platform to our homes as well. So thank you, and please don't stop doing it. Take your breaks, of course, but please don't. The next thing, Jali, I wanted to discuss was many of the submissions that you've shared have also shared stories of resilience and hardship. And I noticed that some submissions are also homages to Latinx lives lost during the COVID-19 pandemic. You read every single submission. What does it mean to you to receive and share these personal and powerful stories during this time?
Well, just like a year and, change ago when I started the project, I truly still can't believe that people feel so vulnerable, and that there has been this, community that this platform has created amongst ourselves, right? And people feel like they want to share, and people feel like they want to talk, and people feel like they want to be seen, and they want to be heard, and they want to be acknowledged. And unfortunately, as, people of color, as disenfranchised folks living in communities that are redlined, where, our school systems suck, education isn't really doing anything for us. We have, lack of access to adequate food. We have police states, right? Because of like all of those societal pressures that tell us every day and remind us every day that we don't matter, right? It's so important that I'm able to, through Nueva Yorkinos, create this sort of, platform for people to be like, no, we do matter, and we always have mattered. It's very humbling, that people feel like they can be themselves, unapologetically, uncensored on this page. And so it's so lovely. It makes me very sad because, of course, like I want to help, and I want to do, and I want to provide, and I want to, take it offline too, and, be there in IRL, like in real life, right? And move from the URL. But unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but now, like the power of social media, it's been very beautiful. And every submission, just like from the jump when I started a year ago, every submission that I receive, I feel like is a blessing, that there are that many more people, that many more stories, that many more photos. So.
Right. For me personally, Nueva Yorkinos is such a healing space. And every time I dig into my picture box, I find a new story to tell amongst my family, no matter how many times I've seen the photos before. And I'm always so happy to read everyone's submission. So I thank you for that. I laugh, I cry, and I just feel through social media because of your page. So I thank you for creating the space for us. Something else I wanted to bring up was 2020 has been already a highly documented year, and someday in the future will be in the past, of course. With so many people taking photos on the forefront, what are your hopes for the Nueva Yorkinos page as it continues to grow and looking back at it when it's like 20 years old, right?
Yeah, I mean, on the smaller level, I would love to, create more media out of Nueva Yorkinos, whether that be film, whether that be a series, whether that be a podcast. I would love to have a book, like a series of coffee table books. But more importantly, my long-term goal, I would love to open a museum, because we need a place here in New York City concretely that represents us and represents our resiliency and our determination and our willpower, just like the Chinese American Museum started as something very small, and the Tenement Museum started as something very small. Nueva Yorkinos is something small, but I hope that I can have a museum one day where we feel seen, and we feel heard, and we see ourselves represented in the photos that line the walls. Because so often, museums and art in general, it's very whitewashed. And so I hope to be able to create that space where we feel represented and reflected.
Let's put that out into the universe. It's going to happen. You're going to have that museum. One last thing, Jali, before you go, is a message for the NYC Latinx community during these times from Nueva Yorkinos.
My message is stay strong, stay resilient, and we need to start to access all of our ancestral knowledge and ancestral wisdom that flows within our veins. You know, we are here because of our ancestral resiliency. So often we hear, that we are victims of our colonial pain and our colonial trauma, and that we've inherited that. And while that is true, we have also inherited generations of strength. And I think that we need to tap into that, and we can never forget it.
Thank you so much, Jali, for joining us today. One day we will all dance together, laugh together again in person and in community again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, please follow at Nueva Yorkinos on Instagram to get connected and learn more about the platform. OpenBXRX will be right back.